the synagogue, as was his custom, giving. Jesus said, I am the good shepherd. And the good shepherd lays down their life for the sheep and serving. Jesus got up from the table, put a towel around his waist, knelt down, and washed the disciples' feet. And Simon Peter resists it. But he says, no. I'm giving you example that I am your teacher and Lord, and I'm washing your feet, and you should wash one another's feet. And witness, Jesus went throughout Galilee, teaching in the synagogues, proclaiming the good news of the kingdom, and healing every disease and sickness among the people. And I would add to that 2 more. You could add 35 more, but I would add 2 more. Forgiving. Jesus said, Father, forgive them. They do not know what they're doing. And justice, which is part of our baptismal vow. To resist evil, injustice, and oppression in whatever forms they present themselves. And Jesus entered the temple courts and began driving out those who were buying and selling there. And he overturned the tables of the money changers, and he taught them, saying, Is it not written that my house shall be called a house of prayer for all nations, but you have made it a den of robbers? Well, let's finish out the story. Another of his disciples, Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, spoke up. I love this. There's all kinds of disciples and all kinds of faithfulness. And Andrew's, he doesn't show up much, but every time he shows up, he's either bringing somebody or something to Jesus. And I think he's out in the crowd and hearing what's going on, and he's hearing the trouble, and he's looking for solutions. He's not a big talker. He says, here's a boy with 5 small barley loaves and 2 small fishes. But how far will they go among so many? And Jesus said, have the people sit down. And there was plenty of grass in that place, and they sat down. About 5,000 men were there. And Jesus took the loaves and gave thanks. Now think about that. He takes this sacrilege, and he blesses it with 5,000 people. He says, let's pray over this food, y'all. We don't know how, or the means of the miracle. But it says everyone had enough to eat. And then they collect all the pieces and fill up 12 baskets. Will you share your lunch? It's easy to sentimentalize this story, isn't it? I think the hungriest time in my life was my time from being 13 to about 18. I think I could eat anything. And I was a swimmer, and we swam 2 hours every night, and I did my little MyFitnessPal, and at my current rate of swimming, that's about 2,700 calories extra I could eat every day. Plus, I played basketball, and I ran with David Emmert a lot of times in the morning. And so I would come home from school, and we would sit down, and we would get a box of cereal set on my parents' dining room table. We'd both get these bowls that looked more like salad bowls than they did cereal bowls. And we would get a gallon of milk, and Mom would come home and go, you drank a gallon of milk and ate a box of cereal. Well, David helped. This kid gives up his lunch. This teenager most likely gives up his lunch. Let's not trivialize his sacrifice. The lunch was the resource that Jesus used to feed 13,000 people. The lunch was the resource. What if he clutched onto it? It was a significant sacrifice for the child. And I wonder, did the child want to stand in solidarity with the hungry crowd? Did he say, Lord, I don't know if you can cut this apple up into 13,000 pieces, but I just as soon have a sliver as to see other people go hungry. I wonder. And I wonder, did the gift serve as a catalyst to the miracle? Did the gift serve as a catalyst to the miracle?